data breach. If you run a website and collect customer data, your small to mid-sized business is just as likely to be targeted by hackers. The Barracuda Web Application Firewall provides cost-effective instant security against automated and targeted attacks, making this WAF a must-have for your SMB. Reclaim your network. Try a Barracuda Web App Firewall risk-free at barracuda.com/WAF.
Here's all you need to know. There's a new cool way to sell your unwanted stuff online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com. Buysellmakeoffer.com. You're not going to believe it. Join the legions of web sellers and buyers who are turning to buysellmakeoffer.com today. Never pay fees again. For low monthly membership of $7.95, you can sell up to 50 items, and there's a 60-day free trial membership to get you started. You can even produce your own infomercial to sell your products and upload the video for the world to see. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com.
You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
Good afternoon. It's 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live local news here on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. After years of uncertainty going back and forth to the first month of bankruptcy when the city of San Bernardino started moving forward with outsourcing its refuse services, 72 city employees learned Monday night that their new employer will be Burtec. Employees and city officials both largely applauded the move, which will bring about $5 million upfront and then $2.8 million a year in franchise fees for the city for the next 10 years. The company also pledged to employ existing full-time employees, retain salary levels and benefits, and give employees another $6,900 as a bonus. Customers will pay the same rates for now, although that is not guaranteed, according to Andrew Belknap, the consultant of management partners who recommended Burtec. And officials have reported that Snow Summit and Bear Mountain in the San Bernardino Mountains received about 10 inches of snow Monday night. In addition to the natural snow, the resorts have been producing man-made snow. Overnight Sunday, resort levels received 5 to 6 inches of natural snow. Given the week's conditions, resort officials decided to open Bear Mountain for daily operations starting this Friday, the 20th. The resort opened last Friday but has been closed during the week. Snow Summit, which is also in the Big Bear area, is open 7 days a week. The resort was open Tuesday at 8:30 with 2 chairlifts in operation. Inland Empire weather. Well, we are sunny for the most part. Few clouds out there today and then sunny as the week goes on with by Friday highs getting up to about 82. Today's highs 76. Right now we are at 76, so we could get even higher than that today, being that it's only 12:04. Checking out your traffic conditions, Mira Loma stop and go on the 15 northbound between Limonite and Harupa Avenue. Southbound side is busy between the 10 and the 60. And then in Riverside on the 91 freeway, the westbound side just past 14th Street. Well, that accident has cleared. However, the west is still recovering from the 60 to 15. And then the eastbound side is busy from Adams Street onward. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
The Redlands Passenger Rail Project is going to happen. Get the information expressed on this story and more in the Redlands City News. Catch local stories posted online daily. The Redlands City News, online at redlandscitynews.com or in print at locations near you.
KCAA invites you to join Dr. Donald Gabriel Jolly for What's It All About. He's never without words.
I have an opinion about everything.
He talks about everything.
You can say I love you and be fired by the power of the crotch instead of the real meaning of love. You have an illness. It is called terminal acute hornitis.
Join Dr. Jolly for What's It All About? 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon on KCAA 1050 AM.
The most diversified radio station on the dial, KCAA.
Intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything. You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious. Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us. Open phones this hour at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. 5225. Daryl is with us in Richmond, Virginia. Hi, Daryl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I've got a situation. I need some advice. Me and my fiance, our combined debt is over $96,000. We make a combined income of about $67,000. And we have a baby daughter that goes to daycare. So each paycheck is very little left over after everything is paid. We're kind of relying on incentives that we get from work each month to kind of get us through the month. But, we don't know where to start. We started watching your videos and everything, but we have no idea, like, what we should do to start getting out of debt. Because it doesn't seem like we have enough wiggle room. Okay. You said your fiance. When will you be getting married? We haven't decided it yet because we don't have anything in savings. We don't have any extra money to plan a wedding or anything. So, you could have a ceremony later and get married. Because here's your problem. When you're running two separate households as one, it creates all kinds of confusion. And in the financial space in particular is where this is most revealed. And so you're gonna trip over some of this at some point. And so you guys are running around acting like you're married. You might as well just be married, is what I'm saying. So anyway, sidebar, but here's the problem is you can't mess with her accounts. She can't mess with your accounts. You're not married, technically. And so you can get yourself into all kinds of potential issues in your relationship as well as in the legality of things if something goes sideways. Now, what kind of debt is the $96,000? It's a combination of auto loan.
How much is on her car?
We're sharing a vehicle.
Okay, and how much do you owe on the vehicle?
$27,000.
And whose name is it in?
Mine.
Okay. And how much other debt do you have?
We both have student loans. Mine is about $35,000. Hers is about $7,000.
Okay. And what else?
We have a ton of credit cards, and we've maxed out 401k loans.
Okay. And how much on credit cards?
Combined, probably about $14,000.
And how much on your 401k loans?
Probably about $20,000 combined.
How much?
About $20,000.
Okay, you're over 96, bud.
I don't have the actual figures right in front of me.
All right.
Guessing right now.
So, all right. You need the first thing we got to do is get some detailed figures. Okay, and then we're going to list them smallest to largest, and then I'm going to look and see. There's an old saying that if there's a log jam, meaning you've got a congestion in the mathematics, you have to do something to blow it up to get it flowing again. And that comes from the old days when they used to run logs. Literally, they would do, logging companies would put the logs in the river and run them down the river. If they put too many of them in the river and there was a bend in the river, they would jam up and they wouldn't turn the corner. And the only way they could get them out of there is they'd throw a stick of dynamite in the middle of them, blow up some of the work they'd done, but at least it got it flowing again. You know what I'm saying? And when you've got all the money plus some, all the money you make plus some going out every month, you got a mathematical log jam. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's why you're calling me, because this sucks. You got stress everywhere, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I woke up in your shoes, I would say I have a radical mess, and so the solution is going to have to be radical. So your life's getting ready to get highly uncomfortable so that you can fix this and get comfortable. Short-term pain is going to give you your long-term peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So If I woke up in your shoes, what I would do is I would get on a written budget every month before the month begins. And that is jump on everydollar.com. It's a free online tool. You and your fiance can build your budget there together. The second thing I would do is I would sell everything in sight. I'd have a garage sale. I'd sell your car. Your car is absurd. A $27,000 car debt in the middle of this mess is a nightmare. I'd get rid of that. I'd get me a hoopty. I might get me two hoopties, two $1,000 cars, so each of you have a car and you've got a spare. But get rid of this mess. That gets
we're upside down on the car, so...
Well, you're going to have to borrow the difference or sign a note for the difference. But you got to get rid of this car. This car is out of control. Keeping it is not going to work. You're not going to see the inside of a restaurant for the next 3 years unless you're working there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going on vacation. You're working all the time, and you're working 2 or 3 extra jobs, both of you. Because you got to get your income up to attack this. And then you can make some progress. But, and I can see you being completely debt-free, no debt at all within 3 years. But it is going to be 3 years of hell, dude. Now, the question is it worth it? How would it feel like right now if you had no payments?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, awesome enough to go through 3 years of hell, because that's what you're getting ready to do. Your friends are going to make fun of you. You got no cable. You don't eat out. You don't go on vacation. All you do is work, pay debt, and sell everything that you can sell. If you'll do that, you can turn this around. But that's the formula. There's no real kind of thing that we have a magic wand we can just wave, or I can sell you a bottle of get-out-of-debt pills or something. There's no such thing. It's hard work, and it's deep sacrifice. And, dude, you've got a big enough mess here with that baby and this girl looking at you to get married, and, this stuff's piling in on you. You got to be feeling the pressure. If I was you, I would be, aren't you?
Absolutely.
And for me, I'm just going, this sucks, so I'm gonna get radical and clean this up and get my life back.
So if I understand, you say it is okay to get just a little bit more debt to get out of the car.
Well, you've already got $27,000 in debt. If you sell it for $25,000, you sign a note for $2,000. Now you got $2,000 in debt instead of $27,000.
Right.
It's not more debt; it's less debt. It's a different debt. I mean, you may have that little $2,000 over at the credit union or something, and you might borrow $4,000 because you get you 2 little $1,000 cars or something. But still, we're going from $27,000 down to $4,000 or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The net result is this is a big freaking car payment. You got a $400 and something car payment, right?
It's $470. The actual total debt is $24,814.
Okay.
We got all my numbers here. So.
Cool. That's exactly how I would do it. Jump on to everydollar.com, and I'm going to send you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover. It'll give you everything to do, step by step, exactly what to do and when to go with the everydollar.com budget. And you can do this, but, the formula, Daryl, is real simple. The deeper you sacrifice, the faster you get out, and the higher probability you make it out. And so there's a direct correlation between this. I've been teaching people to get out of debt for 2 decades now. The deeper you sacrifice, the faster you get out, and the higher probability you get out at all. So, just if your broke friends aren't making fun of you and your relatives don't think you need counseling, you're not on track. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
San Bernardino, Loma Linda, Rialto listens to KCAA Radio.
Moreno Valley schools have more vocational education programs for students. Find out more in the Moreno Valley City News. You can also find local business, sports, and entertainment news. The Moreno Valley News in print and online at MorenoValleyCityNews.com.
The City of San Bernardino presents the inaugural Turkey Trot Thanksgiving morning, Thursday, November 26th. Rid yourself of your Thanksgiving pig-out guilt by starting the morning off with a 5K at San Manuel Stadium. Bring the kids for a mini trot at 7:45. There will also be a costume contest, music, and plenty of family fun activities. The cost is $10 per person, and parking is free. For tickets, go to www.eventbrite.com or call 909-726-1477.
We have our friend and longtime partner, Howard Russell, who is the CEO and president of Christian Healthcare Ministries. Howard, it works. It's affordable for followers of Christ. This is, in fact, an actual ministry. It's not just a word in the title of your organization.
There's a wonderful model that members in all 50 states, they pay a monthly membership fee. If they have medical bills, they send those bills into us. We send the money to the member who then pays the bills. That model works because it finds its basis in the Bible in Acts chapters 2 and 4. That's what we do, and we are legal, plus we are more affordable.
You can go to chministries.org. That's chministries.org. And on their website, you can get every answer that you could possibly ever need, and you can communicate with their amazing team. So check it out now, chministries.org.
This is KCAA.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features Michelle Takia. Please tell us about your involvement with the symphony.
Thank you, Reverend George. In the summer of 2008, I founded, established, and became artistic director of Symphonie Jeunesse Youth Orchestra for Strings. It was established for serious string instrumental students ages 12 to 18 wishing to advance their musical studies. Season 1 opened with 12 students, and over the next 7 seasons, the orchestra has grown to 35 members. We will be performing at Temple Emmanuel in Redlands on Tuesday, November 24th at 7 p.m. for the San Bernardino Clergy Association's annual Thanksgiving service. Symphonie Jeunesse holds auditions and is always looking for new members. Donations are welcome. Please call 951-203-0759. That's 951-203-0759. Thank you.
This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
Go ahead and say it. We're all ears. KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. Scott's with us in Las Vegas. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Great. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
My wife and I just entered Financial Peace University. Actually, we're going through our 9th week this week.
Cool.
And it's a great program. Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, 10 years ago, before I was married, my father gave me some money to put down on a house in Las Vegas. Okay, the market crashed. We were basically kind of like partners. He wasn't on the mortgage, but he is on the deed, okay? So through this period of time, with the crash, the money's gone. You know, the house went from $350 to $120. Okay, in that time, you know, my father said some things to me that made me believe that this was going to be my place. He was going to give me that money that was in my inheritance. He told me at one time I could walk away from the property if I wanted to. I stuck in there because I wanted to make sure that I gave him something back for what he's done for me. And I was going to go to sell the house this year because there is some equity. We've hung in there long enough. We paid a lot of extra money to push down this note, and I was going to go to sell it, and all of a sudden all those things have disappeared.
What do you mean all those things? What things have disappeared? His promises?
The words. Yes, the promises.
So is there any kind of a written document on this partnership at all?
None.
Okay. And so this is what he said versus what he didn't say. It's your word against his, so to speak.
Correct.
Which is a good way to screw up a relationship, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Is to have a partnership that's not a partnership or a gift that's not a gift. And unclear things and people changing their stories as they go along. And
Correct.
so now he gave you how much money on the original?
$100,000.
Okay. And what will the house sell for now?
The house will sell for roughly $250,000.
Okay. And what is owed on it?
$175,000.
Okay. So there's not $100 in it. And how
There's
much?
not $100.
And how much have you paid down in additional principal? You said you'd been paying extra on it.
Well, we've been in the house for almost 10 years. I married shortly after we bought the house, and we have 2 small children. But we've paid an extra $370 a month for at least 7 of those 10 years.
Okay, that's like $4,000 a year. Okay, times 7, right? It's $28,000. Is what you've paid in extra. So, so what do you think is the right thing to do?
What do I think the right thing to do is? I think that we should have split. We should split it evenly at this point. Okay, I've also put $30,000 into the backyard. I've also put $6,000 into a new air conditioner, of course, and we've paid over $200,000 to knock down the mortgage by $75,000.
No, you just paid the mortgage payment plus about $25,000.
Okay.
That's all you've done.
Okay, what do I think the right thing to do is? The right thing to do? Well, I think the right thing to do is to, I guess, would be to split it evenly. Of course, that's what I told them we wanted to do. I want to split it. I'd give them half the proceeds of the house that we sold at this time. Do you think that I should stay in the house?
What did he say?
He wasn't too happy about it. No, he wasn't real happy about that because he obviously invested $100,000 and he's only going to get maybe 25 cents on the dollar out of it.
Okay, but I thought, but there's some confusion that he said he gave you this money too towards your inheritance, right?
Right. I have a gift note that I got from him.
Okay, and what does he say about that?
He said to me when we were talking about it, I asked him about when you told me it was my inheritance, and he said, I never said that. And I said, well, yes, you did. And then there was this question about walking away from the property, and that's when I made a decision that I wanted to stay in the property. It was in his best interest for me to stay in the property to pay it down so that I could give him something back.
Other than this, how is your relationship with him?
We had a great relationship up until this conversation.
Okay. Well, I think you and your wife, is he married?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Is it your mom?
No, it is not.
Okay. I think the 4 of you need to sit down in person over dinner.
Well, they live in Chicago, and I live
don't
here.
care. Jump on a plane. Yeah. We're talking about $100,000.
Yeah.
And I think you all need, and you're talking about your relationship with your father over the rest of your life over a few $1,000s here or there.
Correct.
And just go, okay, we've got some, let's lay out some misunderstandings here. Number one, I thought you said you were giving it to me as your inheritance. You don't think you said that. I got that. We have a misunderstanding on that. Number two, we've paid in this, and this. $25,000 extra in principal reduction. We put $30,000 in the backyard. The heat and air doesn't count. That's called just repairing your house. And the and the payments you paid doesn't count. You'd have been paying rent if you were somewhere else, so they don't count in terms of this deal. And Dad, you got $100,000 in it, and I got about $80,000 or $90,000 in it. But big problem is we have a misunderstanding, and I don't want to lose our relationship over this. But there's not $100,000 here. You're not getting 100 because there's not 100 here. And so you can take all the money and we'll sell it and we'll start our lives over. But I don't feel good about that. And you don't feel good about anything else, so let's work on this. And just sit and have dinner with him and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Sounds good.
And, just lay it all out. And because the relationship is valuable. You wouldn't want to put a price tag on the relationship with your dad. Now, if he just is a straight up, abusing you and he's lying and there's no question about it, but he honestly believes he didn't say that in the back of his head. He doesn't recall it. And y'all were and you both ought to have your butts kicked for not writing this down, which causes this breakdown in the relationship. So both of you need your butts kicked because this is what happens. People forget what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you do have a gift note.
Right.
And you can lay that on the table and go, this is here. Now, what does this mean?
Mm-hmm.
What does the note say? Does it say it's a gift or it's a note?
It's a gift.
Okay. And so is it a gift? Why would he give you that? So you could get the mortgage is why he gave you that.
Correct.
Because you couldn't get the mortgage if it was a loan.
I could have. It would have been different.
Yeah.
It would have been different.
Yeah.
My concern at that time
And, of course, you've learned your lesson on doing any kind of partnership ever the rest of your life, right?
Forever.
Okay.
Forever.
I would spend the money on 2 airline tickets and take a weekend in Chicago, enjoy yourself with your spouse, have a little mini vacation, and because you're talking about $100,000 here or $25,000 or $40,000, whatever your cut is, and it's worth investing in trying to settle this without losing the relationship. Now, if he bows up and is a complete butt and is a horrible person and is completely unreasonable and he's nasty to your wife, then you're severing your relationship with him over that, not over the money then. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
And so, or if his wife decides she's going to be a, test pilot for a broom factory or something, there's other reasons the relationship may come to an end. But hopefully, if you just sit down, I've just had tremendous success, not 100% success, but I've had tremendous success taking unreasonable situations with 2 reasonable people who do actually care about each other and sitting there with all the players, which is the 2 wives off in the distance, in this case, possibly stirring up trouble. Both of them, they have to sit there and talk too. All 4 of you. It's not just you and him. And you try to settle it and try to come to a conclusion that everybody can at least be reasonable about. And it's a mediation that you're doing. It's worth the trouble, dude. That's what I would do.
You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
California headline news. Authorities in San Francisco investigating graffiti left on the pavement outside the French-American International School. What was first thought to be an ISIS flag turned out to be a symbol used by a group with links to the Nation of Islam. Police calling it an act of vandalism.
The graffiti does not appear to be related to ISIS or any of the activities that occurred over in Europe over the past week.
An unscheduled landing for an Air France flight headed from LA to Paris.
They just said that there was going to be an emergency landing. Very unnerving given the situation that has been going on over in France.
Passenger Keith Russo, the plane landing in Salt Lake City after someone apparently made a bomb threat by phone. The plane searched and given the all clear. Driver of a stolen vehicle dies after leading California Highway Patrol officers on a chase that ended in a crash in San Jose. CHP says officers began the pursuit at 4 a.m. Chase coming to a halt with the rollover that killed the driver. CHP officers suffering minor injuries. Geico weather, more dry conditions. Jeff Scott, California News.
Well, son, we did it. We opened our very own private storage IRA with the Gold Silver Group.
You mean the Gold and Silver IRA that you can store privately?
Yes. We called the Gold Silver Group, and they were great. They explained all our options. The Gold Silver Group has 3 simple steps that made it easy. They gave us the best prices, and now we have our IRA Gold and Silver in our hands. We even qualified for an extra $700 in free silver.
Okay, Dad, now you've got my attention.
You insure your house, the car, the kids, your health, and even the dog. Don't you think it's time to insure your wealth?
Call 800-943-0812. Learn how easy it is to set up your own private storage IRA and how to qualify for up to $700 in free silver. Protect your portfolio. Diversify with Gold and Silver. Have your Gold and Silver IRA privately delivered to your door fully insured. For the best service and best prices, call Gold Silver Group. 800-943-0812. 800-943-0812.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. I'm Di Rice. 'Tis the season of giving, and Music Changing Lives is gearing up for its annual toy drive. Random act of kindness. MCL is in need of Santa's helpers to distribute toys and gifts to children in severely impoverished communities throughout San Bernardino and Riverside County on Christmas Eve. Last year, the organization distributed gifts to nearly 2,500 children in some of the poorest and roughest communities in the Inland Empire. This year, they would like to bring joy and happiness to 3,000 children in need. With your support, they can reach their goal. Please help to brighten the holidays for some of the most vulnerable children in our region. If you, your business, or organization is interested in collecting toys or volunteering, please contact MCL at 951-992-0721, 951-992-0721, or visit musicchanging.lives.org. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
From the KCAA Community Calendar, I'm Mark Westwood. Everyone's talking about the Third Thursdays in San Bernardino. Rediscover the City of San Bernardino Third Thursday Food Truck Fest. Switch up your lunchtime routine. Try the gourmet food trucks every third Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Court Street parking lot between E and D Streets in downtown San Bernardino. Enjoy delicious, tasty food from the food trucks such as the Slam and Sliders food truck, Farmer's Belly, the Bacon Mania truck, Piaggio on Wheels, or the Greasy Wiener. All kinds of mouth-watering delights, hot off the truck, and plenty to eat. Put an end to dull, boring fast food and truck on over to City Hall in San Bernardino for the Third Thursday Food Truck Fest in downtown San Bernardino. For more info, check out Rediscover San Bernardino's Facebook page at facebook.com/SB Third Thursdays. That's SBTHIRD Thursdays. That's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Mark Westwood.
KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Get your earplugs ready for the next rave at the Orange Show. Find out when in the calendar section of the Grand Terrace City News. You can also catch local education, business, and sports and entertainment news in print and online at grandterracecitynews.com. The Grand Terrace City News, local news you use.
A journey of 1,000 words begins here. KCAA.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Nathan and Michelle are with us. Hey, how are y'all?
Hi, Dave.
Welcome, welcome. Where are you from?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Fun. And here in Nashville to do your debt-free scream.
Yes, sir.
Love it. How much have you paid off?
We paid off $109,720.
I love it. Way to go. And how long did that take?
17 long months.
I hear you. Making what kind of income during that time?
Between $118,000 and $122,000.
Great. What do you guys do for a living?
Well, I was in sales, and now I'm a stay-at-home papa with our 2 little ones.
Oh, wow.
And my wife is a pharmacist for the VA.
Oh, very cool. Good for you guys. Well done. What kind of debt? I'm guessing pharmacy school? $110,000?
Nope. That would be me.
Oh, you.
We actually, right before Financial Peace, we went out and bought a nice new Range Rover.
Oh.
That was a big one. And then we had credit card debt, and then actually my student loan debt had been around for a long time.
Wow. Okay, so Michelle, you didn't have any debt. You just got this guy, right?
Yes, I got the guy.
Wow. So did you keep the Range Rover or pay it off?
No, we couldn't stand the sight of it after about 4 weeks of Financial Peace, so we got rid of it.
Okay. What did it sell for?
$37,000.
And that was part of the 110 then?
Part of it, yes. And we paid a stupid tax on that of about $3,000 to get rid of it.
Of course. That goes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. So now everything's paid for. How's it feel?
It feels wonderful.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, tell me how this all started 17 months ago. What happened?
Well, we actually were invited to Financial Peace by my parents. There was the church they attend there in Indianapolis offered the course, and my mom just nonchalantly said, would you and Nathan be interested in attending? So we thought, oh, sure, we'll go, we'll attend. But at the time, it was kind of just to find out information. We thought we could get some investment advice, that type of thing. And I think it was very awing to realize by the second week how much debt we really had, to add it all up and realize we were over $300,000 in debt, and it was normal. Most people, with your mortgage, your cars, school loans. So it was just kind of amazing. And then after that second week...
So you had that big aha moment then.
Yes, the aha moment. And then suddenly, the whole perspective changed. We decided we just really were listening to the program, and we really felt as a steward of God's money and being able to do what was right. So we just really got inspired, and Nathan really... led our family, to really be good stewards of God's money.
Nathan, do you remember what it was in any of the lessons or one of the things that was said that caused that switch to flip so violently? Because you guys you went from going 90 miles an hour one way, stopped, got off the exit, went 90 miles an hour the other way.
Yeah, it'd probably be week 3 in Financial Peace where I think you started breaking down how much this debt really costs you over an amount of time. And like my wife said, God got a hold of our heart, and we wanted to be givers instead of just takers. And so we really just did a 180, and just one day I was just like, oh my gosh, we got to get rid of this car. And so we actually went down to one car, and we still are on one car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a complete 180. So.
Well, with no payments at all and this great income, it won't be hard to save up and get you a car now. I mean, it won't be a big deal. Wow. Well, congratulations, you guys. So what do you tell people the key to getting out of debt? I mean, you paid off $110,000 in 17 months. What's the key?
Not losing focus. I mean, first of all, husband and wife, if you got a great partner, you guys are on the same page, that's huge. That's half the battle. And staying focused on the goal, keeping your intensity up, because we actually led a Financial Peace class in our church, and one thing that we noticed is that over time, a lot of people, they're real excited the first, 9 weeks after they finish, and the first couple of months after that, and sometimes they just kind of burn out, and you really have to keep your intensity up and remind yourselves every month what you're doing and what you're actually doing is for. So just keeping the intensity up and keeping your focus
changes everything.
Yes.
Well, way to go, you guys. Absolutely awesome. Congratulations. And thanks for making the trip down all the way from Indianapolis to do your debt-free scream right here in the lobby. That's a lot of fun. All right, Nathan and Michelle, $110,000 paid off in 17 months, making 118 to 122, including the sale of a $37,000 Range Rover. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're debt-free!
Well done, guys. I love it, I love it, I love it. That is so fun. Well, that's how it's done right there. No question about it. That's so cool. You know, the Bible says the borrower is slave to the lender. And you kind of think, oh, well, that's an old antiquated scripture. It hasn't got anything to do with modern day. But when you don't have any payments, you don't think that's a metaphor anymore. You don't think that's typology. You just think, I was a slave. All my money was going out the door. I was a slave. Boom, just like that. There was no way around it. You know, our Ramsey personality, Chris Brown, has a Christian radio show that he does every day for 30 minutes on Christian radio. It's on in 20 cities, plus it's a podcast, and people subscribe to the podcast. Millions of you already had over 1 million downloads. It's pretty crazy. It's called Chris Brown's True Stewardship, and he talks about what the Bible says about money. People call in, ask questions like they do here. So he's a nicer version of me, but he also answers your questions through a biblical lens. And the Bible has all kinds of insight on what to do with money. There's over 2,500 scriptures dealing with money and possessions. So if you want to know more about Chris Brown's True Stewardship, you can find him real easily, stewardship.com. You can follow him on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Chris Brown on Air. But it's Chris Brown's True Stewardship. And you can just hit iTunes and just sign up for the podcast if you want. But this show's becoming very popular very quickly. He is an incredible, incredible pastor and an incredible teacher on the subject of biblical finance right there in Christian radio. Blinds.com gives us our question of the day. If you want to update your home before the holidays, window treatments are the way to do it. Blinds.com makes it easy. Their design experts are available by phone, email, live chat to help you. Check out the sale over at Blinds.com. Matt gives us our question from Pennsylvania. If you're taking a trip abroad, what should you use to pay your way instead of a credit card? Well, Matt, I don't have a credit card. And so I'm only left with two options, or a couple of options. I mean, you can use traveler's checks. That's kind of an old methodology. You can just pay the exchange rate when you get off the plane and walk up to the window right there and use cash in the area. But you can use a debit card. I use a debit card for most of my purchases when I'm traveling abroad. Sharon and I travel quite a bit. Sharon likes to travel, so I get to travel a lot. And it's her thing, right? And happy wife, happy life. So, but what I found is using a debit card is I get the best exchange rates. Because when the charge hits, they just run it through at my bank's exchange rates, which is usually superior to one of the window deals. But I'm a cash guy. I'm an old redneck hillbilly. I like having some cash in my pocket, so I will always drop, $200 or $300 or $500 or something on the window as soon as I walk through, because I just want some of that place's currency in my pocket when I'm walking around. Cash is it's accepted everywhere. So, but I use my debit card for stuff like the hotel or that kind of thing. And or if you're renting a car or those sorts of things, or if I'm doing a larger purchase of some kind, obviously I'm not carrying $20,000 or $30,000 in cash around or something like that. But combination of cash that is converted at the window when you step off the plane, and the debit card. And it'll do everything your credit card will do. I've never had any trouble traveling abroad with a debit card, ever. Never any issue. And I've been, I don't know how many countries, a bunch. So, it's pretty simple, Matt. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Go ahead and say it. We're all ears. KCAA.
The Diocese of San Bernardino wants to invite you to the 14th Annual Bishops Golf Classic, Thursday, December 3rd at PGA West in beautiful La Quinta, California. All proceeds from the tournament, dinner, and auction will benefit Catholic school education in the San Bernardino Diocese. For more information, call your local Catholic school or the San Bernardino Diocesan Office at 909-475-5437. The Colton cement plant is closed and the rail yard is expanding. Find out what's happening next in the Colton City News. Get more local news, local features, and a great calendar section full of local events for your family. The Colton City News, in print and online at coltoncitynews.com.
Welcome back to the lobby. Look at this. That's the man with his weapon. Those are serious scissors, and you know why he's got those out. We've got Denise, Brenda, Beth, and Susan here. Dave, they want you to cut their cards, so I'm going to get out of the way because that looks scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
This is KCAA.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, or check out the savings and place your order online. VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
KCAA invites you to join Dr. Donald Gabriel Jolly for What's It All About? He's never without words.
I have an opinion about everything.
He talks about everything.
You can say, I love you, and be fired by the power of the crotch instead of the real meaning of love. You have an illness. It is called terminal acute hornitis.
Join Dr. Jolly for What's It All About? 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon on KCAA 1050 AM.
Absolutely recommend Churchill Mortgage to any of my friends, family, coworkers. They treated me like as if I was buying $1 million home, and that just made such a huge difference, knowing that I'm more around the 100,000 range than $1 million, but yet the treatment was just very respectful and very professional.
Call Churchill Mortgage today or visit us online to discover why we're the only mortgage company Dave Ramsey has ever endorsed.
America, we're so glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Troy is with us in Los Angeles. Hi, Troy. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's an honor to speak to you.
You too, man. What's up?
First, I want to thank you for Financial Peace University. You gifted the class to my wife and I about 6 months ago. We went to the class, and then recently we just finished coordinating a class at our church, and we got our next class in about 4 weeks. We're going to start up.
Wow. Well, thank you very much.
So recently I've purchased prerequisite material to study to get my real estate license here in California.
Good.
And my question is how to get started as a real estate agent and eventually a broker worthy of your endorsement.
Well, our endorsement comes with several things. One is high levels of production, meaning you're moving a bunch of property. Somebody sells 2 houses a year. We're not going to endorse for somebody as a professional real estate agent. The second thing is obviously you already are aligned with our teachings and know that kind of a thing, so that you're giving advice as you're helping someone purchase a home that's consistent with what we teach. So, because our listeners expect the people we send them to be, consistent values and consistent instruction to what they're getting here on the air and with our programs and stuff. That one's easy for you. As far as getting in the business and getting going, anytime you enter any business where there are already people that are successful in the space, there's a thing we call in business studying best practices. finding other people that are successful, find out what they're doing, how they're doing it, how they're thinking, what technologies they're using, what processes and systems they're using, and emulate them. That's a nice way of saying steal their ideas. And so what you're probably not going to get someone that's going to compete head-to-head with you there in Los Angeles to do that, but you might find someone in San Francisco or San Diego that's not going to be competing with you, that's a high-production realtor, and you just get in touch with them and ask if you can shadow them for a day, even if you paid them $1,000 to ride around with them and just take notes and ask 5,000 questions and, begin to build a book of, okay, how is it you sell 300 houses a year? How is it you sell 100 houses a year? What are you doing, and what's the process you use, and what were the mistakes you made when you first got in the business, and what did you wish you knew when you were starting, like I don't know, and tell me what I don't even know to ask, and just keep asking all kinds of questions like that all day long. The other thing you can do, there are several coaches in the real estate world that some of the top producing realtors use. To have a coach. Now, the coaches start to be expensive, but they're not expensive if they make you more than they cost you and get your production way up. So you can look into those folks and just see, if you're talking with a real estate broker about where you might keep your license, they may have a coach they recommend you talk to, and maybe that coach has an entry program or something that doesn't cost a lot, but that'll get you started on instruction. Because really, in the real estate business, getting your license is a very small percentage of your success. It's, taking the test is a little bit intimidating. You got to take a test. You got to go take the class to take the test in most states. There's a prerequisite, as you said. You got to do pre-licensing hours and then post-licensing continuing ed hours and so forth in most states. But that's a very small percentage of whether or not you're successful. The license almost has nothing to do with it other than making it legal. So you got to get into the actual business and the business model and the gears inside the business, what makes the engine run. Britta is with us in Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Britta. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a quick question for you. My husband and I, we are plumbing contractors, and we have the business for about 8 years now. And we started as an LLC. And we incorporated the business about 3 years ago. So we are incorporated and an S Corp right now.
Right.
And our estate person actually is telling us that we should go back to an LLC and file our taxes as an S Corp because of liability. It would be better to do it that way. Our financial person tells us to keep everything as it is right now, and our tax person tells us the same thing. So I would like to know what you think of that.
Okay. From an estate planning standpoint, they want you to be in an LLC? Somebody did?
Yes.
Why?
He says in case something goes wrong, they can't take the company from us.
Can't take an S Corp from you either. I mean, they could sue the company. If something goes wrong at the company can be sued. But if something goes wrong at home, or something goes wrong at the company, they can't. An LLC has the same liability protections in every state that a sub-S does. And so from a liability standpoint, which is what it sounds like this person is doing, that doesn't make sense at all. Now, there are different states have, like, for instance, in the state of Tennessee, we have a franchise and excise tax. And on inventory and on receivables and on, cash that you keep in the company and that kind of a thing. And so in our state, they have different rules for that on a sub-S that they do from an LLC. And so there's some advantages or disadvantages going one direction or another there. But that's not true in every state. If it's talking about federal level or just basic liability, I think you're getting better advice from these other two people that says leave it alone.
Okay.
I've got a sub-S here. I am considering, because there's been a law change in our state recently, converting this to an LLC, but it's just for local taxation reasons only. It has nothing.
I haven't heard that before, so I don't think that we have a chance in Arizona.
Yeah, I don't know that you do. Most places don't. Tennessee doesn't have a state income tax, and so they get at you a few other ways. And so we just have to be careful to manage that. And that's what I would look at if I were you. But I guess if you're talking about liability, you would want to talk to an attorney that does incorporations, and you could get real legal advice. I'm not an attorney, but I've got LLCs on real estate. This company's an S Corp. To my knowledge, they give you the same liability protection, almost identical. Randy is in Denver. Hi, Randy. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm so excited to talk to you finally and meet you on the 24th and you and your team.
Well, thank you.
I listen to your blog all the time on my way to work, and Chris Brown as well.
Thanks.
I'm a first-grade teacher, just started, and that was part of my stress. I have 4 trigger points that happened in my life, and all due to stress. Everything's flipped for an incredible reason. My question, my wife has been a breadwinner forever. She's a nurse. She works 12-hour night shifts. I have 3 kids. I would love for the stress load to decrease and have her work from 36 hours to 24. So I have all my financials numbers if you want to help me crunch them out.
Well, can you live on that?
Well, with me being a teacher, possibly.
Well, it's not possibly. It's a simple math thing.
Right, but I need to figure it out.
Yeah, you just need to look at your income and her income at 24 hours, and then you look at your bills and do a budget. And if you can live on that, and that's what she wants to do.
No, that's what I wanted her to do.
No, I said if that's what she wants to do. I already heard what you wanted her to do.
Right, she does.
Okay. Then you need to be able to look and see, if you can pay your bills on that. And you needed to be doing a budget. Are you doing a budget yet?
No, we just started the FPU. I've done 2 sessions. I'm ready to do the budget because...
Is she going to FPU?
No, we're doing it at home.
Okay.
I got it gifted from a great friend. I started 2 lessons, and then the crap hit the fan. I had to get my life, my health better. I did, and I'm ready to get fired up and attack the budget, do a budget. We've already refied our house, so we have a refi, but we were able to wipe out a tremendous amount of debt for that. So now I'm ready to do everything.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, you can tap the brakes. She doesn't have to go part-time immediately. Really, we're talking about 1 day a week. It doesn't change your life that much.
1 day a week as far as what?
Well, instead of working 3 12s, she's going to work 2 12s.
Correct.
That's 1 day a week.
Right.
And so it doesn't hurt anything if she does that through the end of the year, and you guys keep looking at this and trying to decide what you're going to do. I would continue with her walking through the numbers. Walk through the numbers with her. And if you're coming, you said on the 24th, make sure she's coming with you on the 24th. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
From the Kcaa Community Calendar, I'm Mark Westwood. Everyone's talking about Third Thursdays in San Bernardino. Yes, rediscover City of San Bernardino's Third Thursday Food Fest. Switch up your lunchtime routine and try the gourmet food truck Third Thursday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Court Street parking lot between E&D Streets in downtown San Bernardino. Enjoy delicious, tasty food from food trucks such as My Delight Cupcakery. Taste some of the delicious Cousin's Maine